Hey guys, welcome back. This is Inside Fitness Radio presents Total Fitness Podcast. My name is Matthew,
I'm Walter.
and we're just getting right into it today. We're not even gonna, introduce this. Just watch the video.
Okay, you know how some people eat and eat and eat and they just can't gain weight? Why is it so hard to believe that the opposite is also true?
Why is it so hard to believe the opposite is true, Walter? Because she's obviously spitting logical fact right there.
It's absolutely logical. I mean, it makes sense that if A, then B, except A is wrong. So, I mean, the person who says they eat and eat and eat and can't gain weight is either lying about what they can eat or working out like crazy all the time,
Yeah. Well,
or perhaps has a tapeworm.
yeah, logically, yeah, that could be it. All right, let's look at person A, right? I'm gonna make a little diagram here. I hope you guys can see that. No, you cannot. Anyways, I was gonna write this down to make it to show her
Pull up a
point.
whiteboard.
Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I?
Yeah.
So the issue that she is claiming here is it's just so wrong, man. You okay, so basically what it starts off with is if you're the type of person that claims they eat and eat and eat, I was this person. I was 115 pounds as a teenager trying to gain weight. I couldn't gain weight, but I ate so much. I ate breakfast, I ate lunch, I ate dinner, I had a snack. I could crush a pizza every weekend. If I went to McDonald's, I could have a hamburger, like I could do two Big Macs, right? So it must be I just can't gain weight until somebody told me, hey, dumbass, maybe start tracking the food that you're actually eating. Really, like measure out everything and see what you're actually eating in terms of calories. And I didn't even start with measuring. I just started with what I actually ate. So breakfast, one slice of toast, and a small amount of peanut butter. Lunch, and again, this was in high school. I started this. So lunch, my mom made me a 6-inch sandwich, ham, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of lettuce, butter on the bread, and an apple. I would eat half of the sandwich, and I
You
would
take
eat.
one bread off.
No, I should cut it in half, and I would just eat
Oh,
three
okay.
inches of it. Yeah,
I
because
would take one bread off and just sort of
yeah, no, I just
smorgasbord.
wasn't hungry.
Okay.
So I would give the other half to my friend who really was hungry. So I was like, here you go. And then dinner was what my mom made, which was chicken and either rice or quinoa. Typically that was what it was. Okay, not bad. Except that chicken breast is extremely lean meat. And if I'm only eating like a portion the size of my palm, that's like three ounces, maybe 150
Mm.
calories, and the same amount of rice or quinoa with broccoli. And I would do that like Monday through Friday. But then
I
like
hope the
Saturday
snack was
night,
big.
well, that's it. But then like Saturday night, it was like I could have an extra large pizza. Why am I not gaining weight? Because I severely underestimated how many calories I was having. Even when I started measuring out, I was still under eating.
Mm.
I was like,
Were you
man,
training at the time too?
I was training at the time too.
You're already training. There
I
you
was
go.
training, I was doing weights, plus I was doing rugby. So I was burning and boxing. So I was doing a lot of calories too.
Yeah.
So for me to actually get to the point, I finally realized it was perfect. It was I cannot remember the power lifter's name. Very famous power lifter, not Ed Cohen. But anyways, basically eat until you're full and then keep eating.
Yeah.
Do not leave
Yeah.
your seat until all the food on your plate is gone that you were supposed to eat. If you want to gain weight, that is what you have to do, especially as a skinny guy. You have to eat and eat because we don't have that hunger. We're so used to pretty much a crappy metabolism. Everybody's metabolism, there is no, if you're skinny or if you're overweight, there is no difference in metabolism realistically. Metabolism is pretty standard across the board.
But what about hormones? What about my gut biome?
Well, there is very few percentage of the population, very minuscule percentage of the population that actually has issues with their hormones, their thyroid, whatever, that it does make it harder. But the thing
Not in
still
most men.
applies that calories in and calories out. There is no PCOS. And my favorite example is PCOS. PCOS increases your leptin and ghrelin levels, meaning you want to eat more. And when you start eating more, your body doesn't really tell you to stop eating. So you're hungrier, plus your body isn't giving you the cues and the signals right away to actually kind of stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you gain weight, though. Having PCOS does not make you gain weight. It fucks up your hormones. That makes you want to eat more. Eating more will make you gain weight. So yes, they go hand in hand, but it's not, it's kind of like saying A is B, but A is wrong.
Yeah. That's exactly what she's doing. She's giving us those bad examples. I just like the fact that her acting teacher at some point must have told her that it's important to play with a prop.
I know, right?
It's like, ooh, this is gooey peanut butter. Obviously, she believes in healthy peanut butter. It's not blended with sugar or anything else. It's just gloop. But you know, it bothers me because it's playing on a belief system that a lot of people have.
Yeah.
You know, that I can't lose weight because of my issues. And now I've got proof that other people can't gain weight because of the same issues. So I must be right.
Yeah.
And I know people constantly talk about their hormone levels and you know, cortisol and stuff like that as a deterrent to being able to do the work. But then if you examine their diets, you know why they're not losing weight. So what do you do?
Hopefully you get somebody who isn't going to bullshit you and they
Yeah.
will tell you the proper and sustainable way of doing it.
Exactly.
I was talking to a client of mine yesterday, and she hates diet culture, and she doesn't believe in the whole diet culture in terms of like, having to jump on a specific diet, cut out carbs and all that, which I don't either.
No.
Right. She hates the word diet though. And I said, you know what? It's funny you say that because diet does not mean the same thing it used to mean. I used to tell people that I would diet trying to gain weight. I was on a diet to gain weight. Diet is what you put in your mouth. Anything that you eat is considered your diet. Whether that's
See, that's the problem. It's the word on. There's a difference between my diet is and I'm on a diet.
Yeah.
If I'm on the diet, it's an imposed weight loss method that I'm using, and it can be A, B, C, or D. But my diet is just this is the way I eat.
Mm-hmm. But we've gotten so far away from that idea, right? Because I would tell people like I'm dieting right now, and they're like, but you're eating cheeseburgers. Like you have a cheat meal and I bring cookies into when I first started training. Do you remember that? I would go down to the grocery store below our gym.
I hated you.
Yeah, I know. I literally come back with a pack of cookies. And people are like, oh, did you buy that for us? And I'm like, no, this is my snack. This is my pre-workout. And they're like, oh, okay. And then I would tell them like, yeah, I'm dieting right now. I'm trying to gain weight. And they're like, huh? My diet is to gain weight.
Yeah, reverse diet.
Sure, right? Opposite of
the only way they can understand it.
Yeah, which also reverse diet is wrong on so many. There's so many coaches that use the word reverse diet when they don't understand what
coming off of a show.
Yeah, but they look at it and they're like, let's talk about that because this actually does relate. So when you're talking about a reverse diet, it's kind of the same idea. People have misunderstood this term. Reverse diet is basically coming off of a restrictive diet so you don't bounce back and gain a ton of body fat. That is like the standard. That's what people kind of understand. There's so many coaches and people online and just social media influencers that are like, I have my new client. This is what she used to be eating 1,200 calories a day. I made her reverse diet. Now she's eating 1,800 calories a day and she's losing weight and, she looks great. She was not eating 1,200 calories. That's, again, it relates. You do not eat 1,200 calories and gain weight. You do not eat 1,200 calories. Your body doesn't go into starvation mode and it just stays at the body fat it was. I hate to use this example. Go look at photos of the internment camps. Go look at photos of the Jewish imprisonment camps in World War II. They weren't eating shit. What? Because it wasn't a 1,200 calorie diet? Their body didn't recognize they were in starvation mode. They were just actually starving. Like, come on. use some logic. They were underestimating how many calories they ate through a day. Or better yet, they thought they did like maybe Monday and Tuesday, but then they stopped caring. And they're like all these little snacks, all these sauces. Maybe they're not actually weighing out their food properly. They're not measuring out a tablespoon of peanut butter. They're doing 4 tablespoons. That's not a reverse diet.
Yeah.
The reason they're able to lose weight at 1,800 calories versus what they thought was 1,200 was because they're still probably under their calorie maintenance. They're still probably in a deficit, but they're on a more consistent, healthy diet, so they don't feel
Because
as
they are
hungry.
now measuring and watching what they're eating.
And again, you're probably eating a higher protein diet. You're probably eating
Yeah.
more consistently, especially if you're with a coach. You're going to want to actually do it and do it properly. So you're not going to be as hungry because you have consistency and you understand you're eating the right healthy things that are going to satiate you better. But it's not a reverse diet. That's not a reverse diet. This applies to the same, whatever her name was. Let's see here. What was it? Kenzie or something? I don't know. It's the same thing. Underestimating, overestimating.
Yeah. No, nobody wants to measure. Nobody wants to be aware of the exact thing that they're taking in. That's the problem. And it is really difficult to get people. I'm like, you don't put the fork in your mouth till you write down what you're eating. Get it? It's quite simple. Don't wait until 2 days later to go, oh, I'd better fill in my forms. Because you will, again, you'll estimate and not get it right. But nobody likes to do that. Nobody likes to be really cognizant. And it's not about losing weight. It's just about looking at a plate and going, well, is it slopping over the edges?
Literally, yeah.
Yeah.
It comes down to portion size. Like it could even just, this is my meat, this is my carb, this is my fats, that's my veggies. Like,
Yeah.
don't go back for seconds. Eat healthier meals. Don't snack throughout the day. Like if you're going to go for a snack, don't go for the cookies, go for an apple. Make the wiser choices. Be moderate. Work in moderation.
Yeah.
My question for you is, how would you deal with somebody who says they do not track because of past eating disorders or they just do not like doing it? Like there is something that triggers in their head. How do you deal with that?
Well, I'll say there's a big difference between I don't like doing it and I have a past eating disorder.
Yeah.
I would ask how they got out of the eating disorder. If they were not anemic. Anorexic. Thank you. If they were anorexic, did they just one day go, I'm going to eat everything? Or did they start measuring what they were eating to make sure that they were that they were eating the proper amount? Bulimia is a different story because, they're still eating. They're just getting rid of it before it can do anything. So, I would say I know it's difficult, and I would probably then say, okay, then let's use the portion size method, right? As opposed to weighing your food, measuring your food, and writing it down.
Also,
but you still have to be aware of how much it is that you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah. What I've done is I would give people recipes and be like, this is a great breakfast, this is a great lunch, this is a great dinner, this is good snacks.
That'll help. Definitely.
No, and I would take off the calories and all that shit. So they didn't have to look at it. They would just make the food. I'm like, I knew what, approximately, if they didn't want to even weigh themselves. I would be like, upload a progress photo, tell me your height. I can estimate maybe kind of what you're at.
Yeah.
And you don't have to step on the scale. If you're getting stronger in the gym, if you're eating the meals that I'm asking you to eat or give whatever recipes that I gave you and you're enjoying them, that's a win for me. When you're looking, and this is where social media, especially people like this girl, pissed me the fuck off, is they are the ones that are like, fuck diet culture, but you are the ones that are perpetuating diet culture. Yes, you have all these other influencers who are very fit and they look incredible, guys and girls, and maybe they're lying about what they're actually doing. They have great genetics. Maybe they don't tell you they take steroids. Maybe they don't tell you they had 15 years of training on you. And they're like, this is what I eat, so you try to eat it, and it doesn't work out for you. And, there is obviously the people who are very fit perpetuate certain things, the cover, and we're slowly getting away from that, thankfully. But honestly, the people that say shit like this, are keeping us there because they're not giving actual proper information. That watching that is going to allow somebody to accept their situation.
Well, again, I hate to say it, but the way that she planted it and was discussing things, to me, it's Fox News. Let's not actually give any facts. Let's just sort of insinuate that something might be the case and leave it at that. Maybe there's something on Hunter Biden's laptops. Shouldn't we find out? You know?
This is her Instagram here.
Okay.
She's a motivational speaker. She has almost 400,000 followers.
Oh my
She has a
God.
podcast. She is perpetuating her own ideas and her logic. And everything she does is about her weight. I mean, it's almost just this bad. Like, she's the type that would bash somebody who is talking about their fitness all the time. And
Yeah.
I think I've seen a video, I'm not sure where it was, if it was here or on her TikTok. She was talking about, like, and so many people do, screw people who say this is what they eat in a day. That this is what I eat a day as a fitness influencer. They're not telling you need to eat that. This is what I personally eat. But then people like her come along and they're like, screw you, you're horrible for telling us what to eat. And you're horrible for showing people it's so unrealistic to eat like that all the time. And, what about people who have issues with eating disorders or can't lose weight because of hormonal issues? You're just being ignorant. It's ignorance. I don't see anywhere in here. Do you, Walter? Anything about her background in any sort of medicine, any sort of training, any sort of dietitian?
No, nothing at
like
all.
every single thing is about, weight loss and, her weight and how she's go through her shit, man. It's all about how awesome it is, being overweight and how she, right? About how proud she is about, being overweight and stuff, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Well, here's the thing, though. I have to talk about how huge my cock is all the time. And chances are it's not. And if I have to talk about how happy and proud and wonderful my life is at this size, then there's a chance that it's not, or that I'm not. So she's whistling in the dark. She's covering some of her own insecurities.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing wrong with being happy the way she is. But the fact that she has to protest so much, the lady doth protest too much, to me says that no, that's not the case. If you have to, although then people could say that I must really feel insecure about my age because I'm constantly talking about at your age.
But no, and I understand where she's coming from because her business and her audience is those people. Your audience is the longevity.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, speak to your audience. Obviously, you don't give wrong information to your audience.
No.
She is saying stuff like you can't lose weight and you can't gain weight because A, B, or C. That's wrong. You're just saying things that are very wrong. And that's where, again, I truly do not care if you're underweight, overweight, six-pack, 200 pounds of muscle. I do not give a shit. If you are happy with your life and you understand that and you're active and you're trying to be better every single day. Okay, the one thing I will say is being 400 pounds is not healthy. Being 90 pounds as a fully grown adult, unless you're like 4'11", is not healthy.
Yeah.
Working out 3 times a day is not healthy.
Never working out is not healthy.
Exactly. And just having your diet be so restrictive is probably not healthy either. When people always applauded me when I was bodybuilding, telling me like, oh, you're so dedicated, which I was. Anything I do, I am very dedicated to. When I was bodybuilding, I thought to myself, I was lying to myself that I was eating very healthy meals, rice and chicken and broccoli. It's not that unhealthy, realistically, but I wouldn't eat fruit because it was extra sugar and it was extra calories in my diet. I couldn't do that. The
Yeah,
unhealthy.
but let's be honest. This is pre-contest.
Well, no, but my point of
You
this
weren't.
is it still, yes, it's very healthy compared to other people, but
Yeah.
it was not healthy for this.
Mhm.
People really misunderstand what the term healthy is as well. Lying to yourself and trying to exude confidence because you're so insecure, but you're lying to yourself to just push past it. That is not healthy. Being in this mindset of just not being able to, I don't know, like I'll leave it at that because I could go on for hours about this because I was there with my depression, my anxiety, my body
Yeah.
dysmorphia.
Yeah.
It's just this needs to be healthy. This needs to be healthy. I know that I am very healthy right now. I'm healthier than 99.9% of the people on planet Earth. I still want to be better though, because I know I'm capable of more. And that's the other thing too. My very last point is why would you not want to see how strong and how fast and how great your body can be? Like how well you could use it. There is something to me that is so joyful. And I think I speak for anybody who works out. There's so much joy to being able to understand. I just picked off the groceries off the floor and wow, that was really easy. I felt really strong doing that. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be you can hike 12 kilometers in 2 hours because you just sprint up a mountain. That doesn't have to be it.
The fact that you can hike up the mountain at all and it can take 8 hours, you're better than someone who can't make it for 10 feet, you know. Um, the joy of fitness is incredible. But I know the answer that you're going to get is, well, isn't it just a little bit vain to have to worry about how your body can do this and how your body can do that? But I think no, neither do you then ignore your mind to just get your body in shape. It is the overall organism, you know, be in shape physically, be in shape mentally, read a book, um, things like that that are equally important to create an overall healthy organism.
The other thing too is you get the argument of, well, we're gonna die. I may as well enjoy my life. Is getting winded walking up the stairs that enjoyable? Like you may not notice it on a daily basis, but like, is it enjoyable to get winded walking up the stairs? Is it enjoyable to not being able to do a push-up? And I do not want to sound like I'm bashing people that, can't. I just want to make it a point that there is more to life than just living in the social media realm and, lying to yourself and just telling yourself you're so happy and positive and proud for just who you are.
Mm.
You need to, nobody, even this idea of like very rich people are born into being rich, sure, they could still be a very shitty person. Now you have to decide what you want to be in life. You
Yeah.
have to decide what you want to do. If that is being a fat phobic or somebody who's against fat phobia and is an activist for obese and overweight people, that's your calling. Great. But to come online and tell people that calorie deficits don't work the same way for men that it does for women. It's not as easy because of hormonal issues. You know, I've tried everything and I can't do it. Stop lying to yourself. I am not a doctor. I can't go to a surgery room and say, hey, let me in, because yeah, I failed in school, but, I still deserve to be here because, I feel special. And that's what you are
I
trying
want
to
to do the
do.
surgery.
That's what they're
How
trying
dare
to
you
do,
stop me?
right? Anybody, and I do the same. I want to feel special. That's why I come online and I talk the way I do and I say the things I say online. And, even my music, the people I'm friends with, I want to feel special. Walter wants to feel special. Everybody watching at home wants to feel special. But when you are not corrupting, almost corrupting, but what's the word I'm looking for? Harming, maybe harming minds, telling people that they don't need to improve because it's okay to be who you are. That's what really gets me. Whether it's fitness, mindset, whatever, be active, exercise. Fuck, man. Exercise twice a week and just eat healthier. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Just do something.
Just
Be,
try to be your best self,
that's it.
not the best person, not the best one. You don't have to win the race, but be the best self you can be. And that involves life is a journey. It is not a you are born and stay the same. Obviously, we get bigger, we grow older, all those things. If you're living this journey, you need to grow along the journey. And I think that attitudes of, well, you can't change anything, only hold us back from being the best that we can be.
Yeah.
Because everything can be changed
Mm-hmm.
in a thought.
Also believe, right? I mean, we
Well, I
were
mean,
talking about this the other day, but
the day that I quit drinking, the day that I quit smoking, it was
mhm.
a thought. It was a decision. Boom. And
Yeah,
my life was changed forever. Forever.
yeah.
You know, it's all it takes. But if you go, oh, well, you can't really.
I have not yet met a single person who has lost weight from being obese or overweight, not lost weight going crazy to a bodybuilding competition, because I know a lot of bikini girls who
Yeah.
completely overdid it, and but they're still in great shape now, but just they don't restrict that much. Main point, I have yet. What the heck was that?
Phone call. Sorry.
I have yet to meet a single person
Hmm.
who has trained with me or just been in the gym and has said, man, I hate the fact that I lost this 50 pounds. I hate the fact that I'm stronger. I hate the fact that I put on muscle. I hate the fact that I get 8 hours of sleep a night and I've organized my schedule so well. I hate the fact that I can pick up my kids and not throw my back out. I hate the fact that my knee pain is completely gone because I've actually been able to squat properly instead of just sitting on my ass doing nothing.
Yeah.
Not a single fucking person.
Neither have I, actually. That's a really good point. Nobody complains like that. They complain about the journey sometimes, about the diet they had to be
Yeah.
on, or, oh, I wish I could do whatever. Oh, I didn't want to come to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym today. That happens to me a lot, but I go anyway. So I know that at the end, what I'm going to get out of showing up, even though I don't want to be there today, other than the fact that I have to go to work, um, is that's partially what it's all about.
You have, it's so cliche to say this. You either be uncomfortable now and reap the rewards later, or you accept the comfortability now and deal with the consequences later. I was chatting with a gentleman who just signed up for the boxing gym last night. He was saying to me that basically, and it happens a lot. High school, not as active, still doing a little bit in university, became even less active, started going out, partying, started getting money, making more money, and started being able to, life gets in the way. You have to pay bills, your schedule gets crazy, all that stuff. Still eating the way he was. You don't really notice that 20 pounds weight gain. And whatever. I can easily lose it because I could do that in high school. I could do that in
Yeah.
university. And then all of a sudden you wake up one morning and you're 275 pounds. And he said to me,
And it ain't muscle.
no. And he said to me, I was trying to carry my niece up the stairs, 2-year-old niece, and I was winded walking up 10 steps
Yeah.
and realized how weak I felt. I needed to change. And I asked him, I was like, what are you doing right now? Like, because he's been coming in 3 times a week. He's doing great. He's doing 75 hard right now. He's doing like 2 workouts a day.
Yeah.
He hates it some days. I sat there chatting for him with like 30 minutes. I was like, how's the diet been? How's the lack of, no alcohol? He's like, it's hard. Hence the name of the program. But it is fucking hard. It is uncomfortable. I have a vision board that I made with my fiance the other day. Everything on there in terms of what I want to accomplish for this year. It shows for those who don't know, I produce music, I DJ. It shows what music labels I plan to get onto. It shows how much money I want to make. It shows the Total Fitness podcast, what we want to do with this. It shows all that. I look at that, I'm like, man, that would be a great life to have, being able to see myself on stage performing at EDC and, being signed to so and so label, right? Wow, that's awesome. Then you start thinking about all the shit you have to do to get there. And you're like, holy fuck, that's going to be, I have to wake up at what time? I have to put how much hours of work in? I have to not go out. I can't sit on the couch when I get home anymore. I can only do it once a week. You know, that's the stuff that people get so afraid of. But look, man, if you told me that I could literally be playing at EDC stage, the main stage, in 3 years, if as of every single day I just worked on my music 3, 4 hours a day, I connected with the right people, I did the grunt work even when I did not want to do it. Am I not going to fucking do it? You're telling me I could live my dream in 3 years just by doing the work that I don't want to do when I do, or doing the work when I don't want to do it.
Let's look at the ones who are, and let's look at what they put into it. I mean, you read J-Lo's stories, right? And she does marathons and triathlons and everything else on top of singing every day and dancing every day and trying to run businesses and trying to do all those things. That's not from sitting around watching TV. Granted, she can afford to have a few assistants along the way, but
It
it's
doesn't start out
still
that way though.
getting up and doing those things every day, every day.
But I love that. It's like, I love the argument. It's like, well, they're so famous and they're rich, they can do whatever. They didn't start that way.
No,
I know a lot of people in amazing positions in life right now with millions of dollars in the bank. The amount of shit they had to go through and still go through on a daily basis. Sure, they can hire me to be their trainer. Sure, they can hire a meal prep service so they don't even have to cook their food because they can afford it now.
yeah,
They
now.
couldn't do it when they were 20 through 30 through 35 through 40. They didn't hit success until they were 45, 50, 60. You see a glimpse on social media and people post their highlight reels. That is not life.
No.
Nobody shows the work that Mike Tyson had to put in to become world heavyweight champions, get paid $30 million in one night. Nobody sees the work that Chris Bumstead had to do his entire life. Now you see it through a YouTube video once every 2 weeks or so. You see maybe a little bit of a workout. You don't see him eating every day. You don't have the mindset of what he deals with. He owns a business, a massive business now, but he was also doing this for years and years and years. Consistency pays off. Maybe not in the same way as Jeff Bezos making whatever billions of dollars he made, or whatever. Again, I'm a DJ, so whatever DJ, right? I'm not. Who knows? Maybe I'll be the same level as Avicii. Maybe I won't be. Am I not going to try to improve to get to that point though, and consistently put in the work even when it sucks?
What do people who do put in that work are the ones who get to that level. So your chances are much better, certainly much better than if you just went, I'm going to work on my music for an hour a month. See how it goes. Yeah, see, I'm a DJ.
The best thing I did last year, so I would go through that. I would go through like periods of working on music, like hardcore, and then I would stop for like a month. And then I just was like, you know what, fuck it. Let's try just doing like an hour a day. And within like 6 months, I ended up signing my first label. And now I'm like, I didn't even think it would be possible to sign to a label that I'm dreaming about. And I have people on that label telling me that, yeah, it's about 3 to 6 months away for me.
Yeah.
I still have to work and fine tune and, get that and keep putting that work in. And yeah, you'll get rejected a few times. Yeah, you'll have some setbacks, but you just gotta keep fucking working.
People get rejected all the time. All the time. Imagine being, do we even know what this is? Do you know what a Fuller Brush man is?
A Fuller Brush, no.
Fuller Brush. Okay. It's like an Avon lady. You know what an Avon lady is?
Yeah.
Okay. Door-to-door salesperson. He would sell brushes and shoe polish and all kinds of shit like that.
Right.
And imagine being that guy 8 hours a day. How many rejections do you have to go through? And yet there were people raising their kids, paying for a house, doing everything they had to do, doing that business every day. But they were consistent. A lot of times because they have no other choice. You got a
Yeah.
couple of kids and a mortgage payment and everything else. You got to do it, right? But they kept going.
Yeah. Well, sometimes rock bottom and, the fear of literally not being able to do anything. And especially when you have other people in your life that are depending on you.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got to smarten up.
that's it.
To wrap this all up, you need to know what you want out of life. You need to stop listening to bullshit. Actually listen to people who know what they're talking about for once and just be consistent. Understand it's not going to be an easy journey. It's going to be hard. There's going to be times
Yeah.
where it's great and bad. It's going to be uncomfortable. Like whatever you want out of life, if you want a better life, which should be the only thing that people want out of life, is to improve in whatever way it is. You still need to have a strong body and mind because at some point, sure, you could be the greatest painter in the world, but what if you start losing what if you start losing nerves and feelings in your hand and you can't paint the same way
Yeah.
because you just stopped caring about your health?
It's a true story.
That's all it
Painter
comes
who,
down
because
to.
of diabetes, had to lose a hand.
Well,
What
that's
do you
it.
do?
And also, last point, we say this all the time. Working out, eating healthier, you perform better in everything you do. Everything.
Nudge,
Everything.
wink, wink.
Literally.
Yeah,
So just keep that in mind.
guys.
And girls.
Yeah. Uh, get a coach.
Yeah, this is us
At
shelling
least
out our
talk to someone. Talk to someone who
Yeah.
can maybe help keep you in line. Um, it's a good idea to have an accountability buddy.
Also find the people, actually do research. If you're following people on social media, follow the people that pertain to what you are trying to get out of life in terms of your goals or your fitness. Also make sure they're not speaking out of their ass. You do need to do your own research in this day and age. You cannot
Yeah.
trust what everybody puts out because a lot of the time it may not be the full picture. It may not be pertaining to you as an individual. You do need to do a little bit of your own research, but don't look for the confirmation bias because you do not want to put in the work. That's it.
Perfect.
Yell at us in the
Yeah,
comments.
please do.
As always, guys, you know where to find us. Any questions, comments, we love to hear from you. Give us some hate.
Yeah,
That makes our
hate's
algorithm.
great.
It's great. Stay safe, guys.
Stay breezy, guys.
Take care.